Hey guys, it's me, RickyRister. We're going to be looking at a lot of decks today.
Yeah. Okay, we're finally starting the Decklist stream for real now. Because...
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, hello, everybody.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
I love decks.
Yeah,
they're so
decks
cool.
Are very cool. Welcome to Ottawa, snowy lands of Canadians.
I am Mark Rosewater, and I'm here today to talk about this wonderful set that I designed.
Okay, guys,
which is all of MSEM. My name is Mark Rosewater.
Guys, can we actually
Yeah, sorry. Focus up.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Can you tell people what we're actually doing here? Because there might be people without context here. Like more than a non-trivial number of people might not have context here.
Yeah. So for any ants in the chat, we are going through a format of Magic the Gathering cards that are it's MSEM. We're just going through the deck lists that are for this tournament, and we're going to be rating them on how cool and epic we think they are, and then we're going to rate them based on how good they are actually going to perform.
Wait, we're actually rating them, but Purple isn't here. Do we think we have the ability to rate them?
I'll make something up.
Okay, good.
My ratings will maybe be out of 10 if I'm feeling generous. I might. If you give me the freedom, I will just put random things in here. But I will try my best to actually analyze decks. But funny thing about that is, I'm not Purple Masaki, so I don't actually know the format super well, and my framework is specifically aggro decks. So,
also, can you guys check...
Ricky, you're probably the best to rate things on out of all of us, really.
Well. No, the thing is, I'm actually not good at playing the game or building decks. I'm just good at playing broken decks that Purple hands me and somehow always winning. No, I'm good at top decking cards when I need them, like always top decking Dreamsight in the top 10 cards when I'm playing Dreamsight 8-sack.
You got to give yourself more credit, Ricky.
Give yourself more credit.
It can't just be good luck. That means you have you've won the most GPs out of all of us. Even if Purple makes your deck, you have to admit that you're a good pilot. So
okay, thank you very much. Also, the stream's working, right?
Yes. I made the stream. Yeah. It's working. We should probably get to actually introducing ourselves, though.
Ourselves or the decks?
Well, let's introduce ourselves first, so people know who we are.
Okay.
So hello, my name is Elmikkino. I am one of the council members of MSEM2. I have one GP and top aided a bunch of others, and I've been here for a couple of years. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How formal.
Yes.
My name is N3 on Blue. I have gotten top X, I think, twice, which means that I am so cool and good at this game. I've been here for less than a year, but I just kind of hyper focused on this, so I'm just kind of around all the time. And then I kind of just go on hiatus for 3 months. So I'm here now, so that's good. Yeah. Also, just kidding, I'm Mark Rosewater, like I said.
Oh, the real Mark Rosewater.
You're getting 15 more black border unsets.
I am Dr. Batman. I have not topped any GPs, and then I'm mostly a perennial hanger-on in this format, but I enjoy it, so I'm here.
I'm Ricky, and I've hosted basically all of the Decklist streams recently, so you probably know me, I guess. This is my channel, so yeah. And also, I've won 5 GPs so far. I don't know how I managed to win 5 GPs so far, but I have. And every time I promote the Toho art, so the more I win, the more Toho MSEM is going to become. So please let me win.
Sounds like a noble cause.
Guys, I take it back. RickyRister actually Venmo'd me $50 to throw the last time we played in tournament.
No.
Okay. Anyways, let's actually get on to the decks because this is
this deck list. Yeah. So this is my brother who I bribed to play. Thus the deck name.
Wait, what? Actually?
Yes, this is my This is my younger brother.
Real life.
We are in the same house. In exchange for him playing in a GP, I have to play more Super Smash Brothers Melee with him.
Can you get him to tell us about your deck or his deck, because apparently he's in the house?
No, he has school tomorrow.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm not going to wake him up. But I can talk about this deck for him. So Benny in Modern, which is a format that he plays, he loves 8-Wack. Like, he literally only plays in every single format, like even Pauper, variations of 8-Wack and Red Aggro. So I showed him Advocate of the Hunt, and he kind of lost his mind. He was like, wow, that's really good with like fetches. And I'm like, yeah, it is. So he made this deck.
Wait, he made it, or did you make it?
Well, he copied it and then changed out 1-drops he didn't like with cooler, more red 1-drops, because that's how he is. In playtest, this deck will probably win against non-aggro decks, but just kills itself too fast against aggro decks. But the deck is good, and I think it's a deck that he'll enjoy. So hopefully he'll play again. Yeah.
We do have some busted aggro cards in this format.
We do. That's true. I found out about Byron's Gambit, and immediately I thought of Joe Byron. But after that, I'm like, wait, this is just a better like stand in the saleable and like an aggro-ish deck. So that was something, I guess.
I have actually not seen a like tokeny approach to the Advocate deck.
Yeah, I remember that I played a deck that was kind of like this a long time ago, where it was black-red, and it also killed itself very quickly and did other things. But this token angle, when it being red-green, is it's something that's only really been enabled since the new Artie's Invocation has been out, and then using Pronouncer of Preserves is definitely big. And Mystery of Zealots does seem pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure if it's good, but I do know that Gynoid Poet did play this deck last GP, and I think they did well with it. I forget. So
pretty sure.
The big difference is the 1-drop slot change. Gynoid, I don't know if I'm saying their name right, but they had like a green legendary creature that gives all the other creatures +1/+1 if you control 4 or more lands.
Yeah, Daisy, yeah.
Yeah, Benny opted for Suitor of the Sea and Banished Companion because he likes having more creatures in it. He also likes that they damage himself and thus trigger his Advocate of the Hunt.
Right.
So
that's smart.
Yeah. I remember. With this build, it very much will kill anything that is not aggro. And I remember against aggro with this deck, especially with this sort of build of it, you will kill yourself very quickly. So So
looking at it now, maybe a Byron's Gambit should be a 4 of in the side against that aggro matchup. But it's a bit late now, so
I like
I'll bribe one more other person to be here. We'll get there when we get there. Because you'll be able to tell it's a deck that I made.
Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna give it 3 chili pepper. Nah. Okay, fine. I'll give it 3 chili peppers because they're using the good art for Pronouncer of Preserves.
I told him to use that one because I said, "Hey, I have someone who would like if you use that one," and Benny said, "Okay," and he did it. So
thank you very much.
It's got cute girls on it.
No problem. That's why he picked it, not me being like, just pick that art. And he's like, okay.
But I thought you hated Toho, or me making everything Toho.
I don't hate Toho. I am not a fan of anime art on Magic cards.
Okay. Anyways, moving on, because we've spent way too long on the single deck. Actually, did you guys rate the deck too?
1 second. I will give it. How the fuck do I? Oh! That's within 5 Maple Leafs, and then delete them. Okay, got it.
Or just copy paste the Maple Leafs to the side.
Yeah. Okay. True. And red, green, Advocate.
Okay.
Sure.
Anyways, moving on. Styling and Poison. This is mono black mid range featuring the new poison art. featuring the poison package, but with some new cards like Mistress of the Black Orchid, which lets you draw a card if your opponent's poisoned. So it's like a Dark Confidant, but you only draw if your opponent's poisoned, but you don't lose as much life.
But you also get a poison counter, so there's
Yeah, so like if
a little hard time limit on there.
If this thing survives for 10 turns, then you die from this.
This mirror match sounds like it'd be awful.
You just started out in the mirror match, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait,
But like,
this thing doesn't die to strike from the shadows, right? It doesn't.
No.
Okay, so if someone else is running this deck in the GP, then and we managed to get a mirror match, then that would be interesting.
I think interesting is a word for it. Yes.
Yeah.
This I played against a deck like this in League. This deck is really good at establishing a board state if you don't interact with it. But if you have like early interaction like Scorch or something like that, and you just kill their value pieces, you're gonna do well. But even then, you just have Bloodjade Prophet. So you're hurting yourself a lot, but Bloodjade Prophet is just an absurdly good card that will just draw you 3 cards and then give you a 4/2 body. And yes, it'll cost 6 life, but you won't care because you've just like caused your opponent to discard a bunch of cards with like Valdez and Pay Up and the Mind Falters, and then you'll kind of be in top deck mode, but then you'll just slam a Bloodjade Prophet, and suddenly your opponent's in top deck mode, and you have like fully stabilized.
Yeah, and
So
Mistress of
this
the Black
deck is
Orchid
really scary.
also drawing cards for you.
Yeah.
And actually, Uruk Soul Weaver, which is one of the new cards too.
This card is disgusting. As someone who plays Prowess, I hate this card. It's so frustrating because they just play like another double pipped black spell and they're just like, yeah, board wipe. This card is so good at anti-aggro too. It just kind of has to be like answer or die against like anything with X1s. This card is the best mode on this card is the -1/-1 counter.
I think Purple also said that when we were doing the set review.
Yeah, this is a really solid deck, and I think that one advantage that it has over a lot of other mid-range lists is that you are able to choose how much life you will lose, and without sacrificing a lot of card quality, since you can just play tons of swamps, and only Bloodjade Prophet and Mistress of the Black Orchid will cause you to lose life, and then Infectious Ego and Profane Emissary even allow you to gain it back, and also Uruk Soul Weaver. So there's a lot of you can very much manipulate your life tool if you're facing aggro. You'll never get into a situation where you have to spend tons of life to be able to cast your spells, and it even then has Hungering Cult in the sideboard. So aggro is definitely going to have a hard time beating this, and it's not bad against other matchups too, of course. So strong deck.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say about this deck is that I still think Infectious Ego is one of my most hated cards in this format.
I'd be inclined to agree because Infectious Ego.
So many bad beats from that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know what's the worst?
I'm kidding.
Like, when they play Infectious Ego and then follow it up with another Infectious Ego, and you just can't ever get back to the game because if you play anything, then everything that you have dies.
If we were playing with paper cards, I would buy an Infectious Ego just to eat it at a prove a point.
You can print it out if you want. Like, you can print it out and eat it.
Yeah, I thought about that, but why would I curse reality? No, I'm kidding. This card's definitely frustrating.
Okay.
We should
But it doesn't hurt aggro.
Let's do some ratings.
Fortunately, Peppers. Right. I like this mid-range deck.
I'm gonna do two leads. This is just small block with a couple new cards.
Yeah. Also, for people who don't know how this deck plays, basically, turn 1 you play the Mind Falters. Your opponent discards a card and they get a poison counter, and then turn 2 now your Mistress is enabled, or your Soulbreaker Matakesh. It's now a 2 mana 3/1 that makes your opponent sack something on ETB. And then you just mid-range them from there. You play your discard, you play your value, you play your big chunky guys. But actually, are we raiding the decks?
I was thinking about it. I could try to do it. I don't know.
Just forget it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about just give it a rating from 1 to 4?
Why 1 to 4? What?
Okay, because like we're just.
No, I'm doing it out of 10, and we're giving it a. Benny's deck gets.
I gave it a 7. I don't know. I gave it a 7, but it could get a 6.
Sure, give it a 6.
Because I think that it's very self-destructive, but it's
all right.
baller,
So yeah, I could see 6. I think Mono Black can get an 8 or a 7. I don't know how.
It's a 7.
I don't know how lenient Purple was with
Purple
these
gave
ratings.
Oxfox a 7.
Oh, okay. Well, then they should get a 7 then.
You think it's as good as Oxfox?
I don't know. I think it's better than I think it's better than the Red Green Advocate deck.
Okay,
I think
sure.
the Red Green Advocate
Anyways,
deck is in a
moving on.
5. So, yep.
Admirals, Scribbles, Mardu. This is Admiral, right? Not Scribble.
Yeah, this is Admiral Ivy. Yeah.
Why is there so many 1-ups? This thing's like making me scroll.
It's oh wait. This is not an 80 card list. Oh, what Form of the Sunbird?
Wait, what?
Oh, it's a Sworn Cohort deck. You have a bunch of 1-ofs of legendaries, and then you fetch them out to try to have specific things. Is there a way to find these creatures that aren't just like it's weird to have a build around Sworn Cohort, right?
It's not weird. I mean,
but not
like good.
Yeah, it's a good card, but like not ways to like find it.
Well,
it's like kind of a control deck.
Yeah,
all the walkers sort of do the same thing of just stabilize and win.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like Toddy can fetch one cohort. Wait, there's only a single Toddy target in the deck.
Oh,
you just fetch more Sworn Cohorts.
Sure. Oh wait, it's playing 2 Toddies. I guess I don't know. Maybe people are searching their libraries a lot. I guess they are.
Oh yeah, right. Didn't Purple mention that this is a Find Nothing meta right now?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see if there's any Find Nothing decks in this GP.
I definitely don't get why Form of the Sunbird is in this.
It's a legendary enchantment.
But is it good?
So 5 mana, you can't lose a game, right?
I struggle to say yes, but I think it would be funny if it is.
Yeah.
Wait, what does this card do again? So on ETB, it wipes the board.
Wipes the board and makes your life total 4?
And then if you would die, it transforms instead.
Into a 0/2.
Into a 0/2. And then
kills itself.
That shuffles into your deck and makes your life total 4 again.
Wait,
and while it's alive, you can't lose.
This thing doesn't give you life when it transforms, so they can just kill this thing and you die.
Yeah, is there some sort of like weird combo with it to make it indestructible, or
maybe there's some enchantment synergy going on?
I could not tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Scribble is. I do not understand. I don't see something that we're missing, but yeah.
Exile target creature or planeswalker. Its controller may search their library for a creature or planeswalker and reveal it. Then shuffle. Okay. I'm confused by the one of Karmic Reawakening.
Removal, I think
that's just because of the removal split they wanted to use. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, I guess. Is there not better? Why not just do like not too I don't know. I feel like the one that makes the spirit is better than this.
I don't know.
Alibadi doesn't kill planeswalkers.
That's true.
I mean, you can play Journey's End, but Journey's End costs 2 mana.
And they already have Event Horizon, so
yeah.
I don't know, it's just a weird card that I've never seen before.
They have Weeping Lotus. I mean, I guess that's how they're playing their cards. I mean, Weeping Lotus is a pretty good card. It gives you plenty of mana to play your big planeswalkers.
This deck is odd. I don't know how else to put it.
It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
it's a pile, but there might be something going on here.
There might be something going on. I think it could work, but I don't even know if this is spicy because I've definitely seen decks like this before. It's just that this one has Form of the Sunbird, and yeah,
That's the spice.
yeah, that's the spice, I guess. And I guess I'll give it a 3. Yeah,
I'll give it a 2.
I'm giving it a 2 just because I'm confused.
Just give it 2 question marks.
I'm lazy and I don't want to get more emojis.
Just
Okay,
the normal question marks. You don't have to get an emoji question mark.
I don't
I'll
get
give
it.
it like
One.
a 5. I don't know.
Okay.
I think a 5 is fair.
Okay,
All right.
moving on. We have a little blanks, the burning of Alexandria, which is
Dragons.
how are they playing their top end?
What the
Artificer's
fuck?
Gift.
Why
It's a dragon calling
What the heck?
What?
What am I looking
It's a
at?
dragon calling deck with a bunch of
I am
artifacts.
so confused.
What?
What is happening?
Okay, so how many how many sanctums is that?
It's 18.
Sure. I mean that is a lot of filtering, I guess, if you want
What?
to.
Why is a little blank playing Soaring Observatory with no other academies?
'Cause
It's
it
literally
gives
just a
you-
colorless land.
It gives you colored mana on the turn it enters. It's an untapped land that gives you 5 colors and doesn't make you lose life.
Wait,
I-
I'm confused
I
as to what the
suppose
combo
so.
is here.
The combo is you Artificer's Gift for Library of Ormos,
Yeah.
and then you just get to slam like take 2 turns, Dragon Calling, any of the big dragons.
Gotcha.
That is so. If you don't draw Artificer's Gifts, then you are doing literally nothing. It looks like.
Well, no,
but I
you-
guess
you play your
If Grand
sanctum.
Library of Ormos gets countered, you're doing nothing. If Grand Library of Ormos gets destroyed before your next upkeep, it does nothing.
Well, the thing is, by playing 14 sanctums, you do have a decent amount of filtering, right? Because on ETB, these guys flip 3 cards, and you can pay mana to switch your cards in your hand with them. So it's like an anticipate.
yeah,
So you're playing 14
That-
anticipates in your deck that also happen to be fuel for Artificer's Gift.
18 different sanctums. That okay. So I guess I know why. Yeah, and I guess I know why they're playing these Soaring Observatories and Crumbling Vestiges. Okay, now they don't. Okay, I was scared for a second that they thought Soaring Observatory did something else, but okay, no.
They're just
This deck seems really funny, but it also seems so fragile.
I agree.
I would give this
Yeah.
like a 4.
I'm definitely gonna give it 5 in terms of spiciness.
Yeah.
It gets
Why is there
a little blank. Archive cheese. I don't know.
Why is there 2 Voidbringers in the sideboard? Are you like actually milling yourself out due to all the archiving going on?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
you can draw,
it's
like,
probably. I don't think I can give us more than a 4 in ranking though.
I don't understand why they don't have a one of the land that archives. Like you're running a bunch of random colorless
It's not
lands,
being
but
tapped.
also
No, it's not. No, that thing doesn't enter tapped.
It doesn't? Oh, huh. Well, it's color. It only makes colorless mana. Maybe that's why.
maybe.
Like you can't afford to make colorless mana when you need to play all 5 colors off your mana base of literally just lands that make color mana in the ETB.
They don't intend to cast anything other than Artificer's Gifts,
Well, they
basically.
still need to pay mana to switch cards with the sanctums, though. So like you're hoping to draw your on-color sanctums.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, enough about this deck. Let's move on. So
Yep.
Alex is playing a Nagui deck with the combo
Um.
and fallback.
Oh, we have a request from Zangy.
What?
Call the deck.
Archive Bang. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. I can do that. All right. Archive Bang. There we go. We did that.
We did it.
Yeah, it's just Activist Torment is the combo.
Yeah,
Torment.
Archivist Torments and Nalgui, and then I definitely the rest of the cards are definitely. This is Alex's own list with cards that they think will be. It's definitely a lot of cards that I don't think other players would include.
Fire Belly Toad in the sideboard, like 4 copies of Fire Belly
Abyssal
Toad.
Oracle, let's go. I
I'm
love
sorry,
that pure tutor.
what?
4 copies of Fire Belly Toad in the sideboard.
It's a 1/2 that becomes a Firebolt. Or no,
Yeah,
Lava
A
Spike.
lightning bolt.
No, not.
No, it's player or Planeswalker.
Wait,
it's a
oh,
Lava Spike.
And then the
Wait,
Shadow
excuse
me?
Feeders.
Why are you
Yeah,
playing
why
Lava
is
The
the
Spike?
Shadow Feeders.
Shadow Feeder?
Is this a transformational sideboard and I'm just not seeing it?
I think
No, it's just bad.
learn from mistakes. Well, one learn from mistakes in the sideboard. That's quite fitting.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm missing something.
I think that. Yeah, I don't know. How would Firebelly Toad and Shadow Feeder be like? Even if you're trying to be an aggro plan, I don't know why this is the aggro plan that you want to go for.
Anyone in chat have an idea of what's going on?
I don't.
Oh
no, someone registered to learn from mistakes.
Counter instant sorcery spell you don't control unless its controller copies it twice. You gain control of those copies and may choose new targets for them.
It's funny with Nalgui.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You know what
true.
else is funny with Nogwai? Archivist Torment. And
Indeed.
Or not, no, just
Yeah.
Cosmic Sinkhole. Like, if you're going to counter something with Nogwai, I'll just Cosmic Sinkhole them.
Yeah, that could have been a cool
Wait,
inclusion.
this deck doesn't play Cosmic Sinkhole? It's playing Pierce the
No,
Storm
it plays
instead.
Condescend. It plays Condescend and Pierce the Storm.
I feel like that's wrong.
Yeah,
you're in 3 colors. You can play Cosmic Sinkhole.
yeah. Hopefully,
When will people learn that Force Spike is just a good card?
yeah. Hopefully, when Alex plays this GP, they can get some. Advice from other people who they're facing, and maybe put some Cosmic Sinkholes and other things in, and see where and end up at a place that they're happy with this deck. Since I don't think they want to play normal controls because of the Autumnal Watch, and the creatures in the sideboard. But
is there anything for Autumnal Watch to sack?
Well, itself.
Is that it?
What's the 1 black triple tutor, but your opponent decides
3 cheers.
3 cheers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I noticed that was that was the thing not in this deck.
yeah,
So-
but Splash God had that, but Splash decided that wasn't very good because if you didn't have Nalgui or Nagui, it was just very bad because that you wanted to have one-ofs to fine with it, but then when you cast it and you didn't have it, then they just gave you whatever things, and it just wasn't very good. So yeah.
Like, or if you have 3 cheers, you can't play cards that are only good when you have Nogwai out because they're just going to give it to you when you don't have Nogwai out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, learn from mistakes is cool because it copies something twice if you've Nagui out, but it's not exactly something that can.
Okay. Anyways,
I don't know what it's for.
I'm gonna give
let's.
it 5 chili peppers because
Yes.
it's very spicy, but not in a good way.
Nagui combo. I will also give it 5 because of that.
I mean, it's
Or
Fire
actually,
Belly Toad.
I'll give it 4. I'll give it 4 because we know the combo already.
Yeah, but
just
it's
that
Fire
the
Belly
list
Toad in
is-
sideboard. I mean, when have you seen that happen?
I don't like Nagui. I'm only giving it a 2. No, nothing against the deck builder. I just don't like the Nagui. I really don't feel like it should exist. It just is a really unfun card, and it's fine that it does. It's not like broken or anything. It just makes me upset.
Okay.
It's just like,
yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
Alright.
This is a weird gripe, but I'm just like.
So do we?
Yes. Let's move on.
What ranking do you want to give the deck?
less than Archive Bang, right? Or is this around the same level, or is it worse?
I think this is
Well,
about.
I think it's the
I think
same
this is
power
a
level
5.
because even yeah, like I could see giving it a 5 because like even though like some of the choices are suboptimal, it still can these cards are still castable. You can definitely still win with the combo if you draw it. So
But so
yeah.
can Archive Bang, right?
Yeah, but that's I don't know. I think it okay, well okay, we can give it a 4
Okay, sure. Let's
as
move
well.
on.
Sure. Yeah, let's move
So
on.
Ambrose is playing a deck that
I
can't
hope
fit on screen.
Elmikkino picked good cards because I can't.
It's just it's Unrivaled Fireweaver. Okay, so now that Unrivaled Fireweaver is in the format, we have decks that won't fit on the single screen, so you have to scroll to read the whole thing.
Yeah. So this is a deck that I built. It's based off of Zangi's Provoke the Gods, Herald of Oblivion thing. I had thought of this before, but Zangi proved that you could do something with it, and I was like, okay, well, let's do Fireweaver. And then I built this deck, and I was like, okay, I don't think this is good enough. And then I moved on to other things after playing one match with it. So, yeah.
That is a lot of 2-ofs.
Yeah, there are a fair amount of 2-ofs because I was like, it's a control list. That's what happens with that, and I wanted to split up the removal suite and whatever. Also, the sideboard has way too many, many silly unrivaled Flameweaver targets. But
Grun's
I
Gambit,
just
what does
felt
that
like
do?
it.
I never seen this card before.
It's from the same set as Byron's.
Yes,
Is there a reason that you're not running Scorch?
Because Sear Flesh is kills creatures, and Atsuo's Maneuver does that, and you don't want to. You don't need to aim it at their face in this style of deck.
Gotcha.
Yeah, though I could have ran a Scorch in the sideboard, but I don't know, whatever. The sideboard already has too many random red cards.
Yeah, it's Conquer Psyche a combo with Fireweaver?
Yeah, there's no combo with it. It just Conquer Psyche is there as a value piece.
Okay.
If you're like, this is a silly choice, then like, yes, it kind of is. One thing that is cool though is one of the other things is that this is Hatsuo's Maneuver reprise plus Prove Worthy is that 6 mana for like 7 damage spread across and potentially lifelink and also give you 7 1/1s.
Right.
And that's sick. And then the other one is that I don't know why people aren't playing the Ignition Ritual card with Hatsuo's Maneuver, because like as long as there are any creatures on board, that can give you just like a stupid amount of soldiers, like a really stupid amount of soldiers.
I think it's just unpopular as a Wrath.
Yeah, but like it's not a terrible Wrath. Like it's not the greatest Wrath in history of forever, but it's definitely one that's playable.
It's Toxic
Ignition Ritual is just like it's
cool.
Toxic Deluge, but it doesn't kill indestructible creatures.
Not like we have many of those anyway.
Yeah, so like I think this list is fine. It just isn't something I wanted to pursue, and it's definitely unpolished. But I think Ambrose will do fine with it. It has 2 different combos in it. It's got control game. Yeah.
I think the only thing I have to say about this is it's interesting, but it's definitely unpolished.
Mm-hmm.
3 chili peppers.
I'm gonna give it 4 chili peppers.
Aren't these?
What is this Twilight Ambush secret lair? What the hell?
Oh,
what am I looking at?
Oh, I made that.
It's like albums, right?
Yeah, the theme is like hardcore punk albums, and it's like the style is supposed to be a mix of like some old EP you'd get at a record store plus Magic cards.
Okay. Anyways, moving on, we have Asti who's on this combo. Okay, so in case you don't know how this deck works, basically you get one of your Gestalt creatures down, and then you play Aethermancer's Familiar and merge it onto the Gestalt creature, which will cause it to no longer be a cat, so you never can Aetherize it, and that makes a copy of the merged creature, which has the cat ETB on it, so it can Aetherize again.
And then either of the mill guys underneath that as well is infinite mill.
Yeah, like if you can stick one of the mill on ETB guys under the Gestalt too, then it's infinite mill. So like it's a 3-card instant win combo, and all the pieces are really cheap. So I mean, there definitely is potential there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you have a controlling plan around it, I think it's fine. And there's plenty of like ways to. The only like card that you need one of, the only card that is like the main core of the deck would be the Aethermancer's Familiar. So you just run like 4 of the other ones. Is it like Splinter Twin where it's just 2 very specific pieces? You can have like a ton of different ones.
Well, the problem here is that the pieces aren't good on their own. Unlike Splinter Twin, where the flash or the untapping flash creatures are still playable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you aren't really ever winning with attacking with a bunch of 1 mana, 1 power creatures. You could theoretically do it, but you are definitely focused on assembling the 3-card combo of a mill creature plus a just all creature plus familiar / Dawn Silhouette.
Yeah.
And that is largely your only plan.
And you have 8 digging cards to help you find it.
Yeah. Like it's not like bad. It's just this is a very focused game plan, and that's the one thing it's going to do.
Yeah.
This is like the deck waiting for someone to figure out the perfect ratios.
Mm-hmm.
Or someone can just find a crazier way to combo these guys. Like like maybe EHS or something.
I give it 3.
Yeah, I'll give it 3 too, because like it doesn't feel clever. It just feels like you're going through the motions in the deck building phase.
Yeah, that's a good summary.
This is a net deck, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a net deck. It's
like net deck. This has been run before.
Okay,
Has
fine.
it?
Yeah, it's been run on a GP, I think, at least.
Well,
I'm gonna put it at like a 5 as well.
I agree. Anyways, moving on, we have Bad Knight's totally original idea, which is blue-white control / GU pools.
Yep. This is GU pools, so it's a good deck.
It is GU pools out of 10.
Yeah, and they replaced, or after Reality got nerfed, you can just replace it with Lost Through Dreams, because this is like the perfect card for this deck.
Yeah, it's the Dovin's Veto. Just the 2 mana hard counter.
Well, Dovin's Veto only hits non-creatures, but yeah.
You want this thing to hit creatures, so it's slightly different from Dovin's Veto.
I don't think Control Mind's taking a blank draw to just counter something very dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything else we need to say about this deck?
Not really.
If you haven't seen it before, GU Offering Pool is a good card. It's anticipate that later on literally like wins you the game. So yeah, good deck.
No, actually, no.
I was playing it in my Evil Enchantress deck. It's very strong.
The main engine behind this deck is actually Weeping Lotus plus Ajani Enlightened, because these guys give you lots of mana, and then with that mana you can actually do stuff, including GU pools.
Yeah. So
and it's also an
it's a cool deck.
So
good deck.
Yeah.
All right.
1 chili pepper.
That nice.
It is literally just the same deck I've seen 6 more billion times.
GU pools.
Okay. Moving on. Actually, we should give it a 7.
And it can get a 7.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And Vita gets a 7. Yeah.
Wafa Tapa's crying. Please call him.
What?
He's like a modern player that plays exclusively blue-white control.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ooh, Big Iron. Nice.
Big Iron.
Is this big deck? Yeah, it's big red.
It's Fireweaver red.
Big
Fireweaver
red.
Woo!
Big deck, big red.
Big.
Very, very hype.
I mean, is there much we have to say about this deck? Like, I feel like reading cards explains the deck.
Yeah, it's just like I do find it interesting that purple included Kinkin the Dragon's Breath when I don't think that was ever in any versions of Big Red, and I think that people just gone like, oh yeah, that's probably a good enough card, and I think I agree, but just yeah, it's interesting.
Well, I mean, small Big Red didn't have room for Kinkin because there's so many good red creatures or red cards, red mid-range cards, right? But now that we have the extra room, we can just play all of the good red cards.
And that is also good with Unrivaled Fireweaver. And Splash in the chat said we should go over the kill combo in the sideboard. Is if you do do you need
fleeting? It's Fireweaver into Conquer Psyche into Fleeting Resonance and Instance of Brilliance.
Yeah, Fleeting Resonance works there too. So yeah, Fleeting Resonance and Instant of Brilliance together make it so you can the Instant Brilliance will
I don't remember how it's
you have to make it so one Instant of Brilliance like copies another, and you have one Instant Brilliance copying another forever, and you can get this whole combo via doing a Fireweaver getting Conquer Psyche, which then makes 2 Fireweavers, and then you can get those 2 cards and execute it. It does take 7. It does take like 7 mana, or like kind of 9 mana if you play the Fireweaver on the same turn. But it's a good option to have, and it gives deck an instant kill out of nowhere, but it didn't previously have.
Yeah, and if you're not going for instant kill, you just like play out your solid red creatures and you curve out. And Oros is a really good card. It can deal an insane amount of damage to opponent if you curve out. Like you have these triple pipped red cards or red creatures on 3. If you just play those things and then follow up with the Oros, that's already 5 damage right there.
I do like the Unburdened Rage in the sideboard, as that's like a value piece that you can get with Unraveled Fireweaver, which works well with the rest of the value plan if you aren't doing anything fancy.
I think purple added Unburdened Rage just as RFE hate, because like if your opponent plays RFE on turn 3 and then you Unburdened Rage them on your turn 4, then they're very sad.
Okay, Splash Cat explained it. Cast Resonance, Agonize Resonance, so that you have 2 copies of Resonance on the stack. Let 1 copy resolve. Cast Instant of Brilliance, so that'll copy itself. Original targets the Resonance still on the stack. Copy targets the original.
Yeah. And this makes sense because of the other. If you got two Instant of Brilliance, then you would need another. You need something else to start the chain. So this makes sense that you would want to have a completely self-contained combo. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna give this thing fortunately purpose because I like Big Red, and this is big red.
Yeah, this is pretty novel. I like it.
What's Chew the Scenery for? Like, can you? I guess maybe you can go all in with Chew the Scenery.
Yeah, you just get to sack like 4 lands.
Sack 4 lands.
Sack 4 lands if you're like really late game.
I mean, you can just sack all your lands and then try to spin a wheel.
Yeah, sack all your lands and fucking hope for enough burn.
All right.
Okay.
Does this get do you want to break out the 0.5s?
Yes, it's at 6.5
right.
Because we don't know if it's
6.5 time. Yet. Wait, why did that round up to a 7? Why is this rounding up?
I think you set it to integer instead, or you only set it to 1 decimal point. Or
what? I didn't do that.
Okay, someone did. Let me see.
Could you undo that, please?
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Okay, thank you. There we go. Thank you. All right.
Anyways, moving on. CD Newland's Gate Whimsy Storm. I mean, it's a Storm deck.
Ooh, Storm.
And this deck is also using Instance of Brilliance to win. So we already talked about how Instance of Brilliance goes infinite with itself. So the rest of the deck is just focused on finding the 2 Instance of Brilliances and getting enough mana to cast them.
CD Newland once again committing war crimes.
This is similar to.
I love that card. Shout out.
Yeah. this is similar to the Chew the Scenery deck that Skagra has been playing in on and off in League and in GPs for a few months now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have Chew the Scenery, and it has it's got this Chrismite Purveyor package instead. So we'll see how that fares out. I did not think that Skagra's Chew the Scenery deck was even functional until I watched it enough times and saw it played it enough times to realize, oh, this actually is a functional deck. So I do not know how this deck compares to Skagra's without seeing it in action or whatever.
I mean, I saw it in action before. They can kill you on turn 3, I guess. Just like most combo decks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chrismite plus... Actually, the Chrismite has a really nice synergy with the Jadacian Empath, because that thing's a land when it's in play, so you can sack it for mana, and then Chrismite sees it and will trigger, so you get 2 mana off that interaction. So if you start
Ritual.
If you start off with Jadacian Empath, and then next turn you play Chrismite, you sacrifice Jadacian Empath, that's already 2 mana, and maybe you play a fetch that turn, so that's 4 mana right there. Maybe you have a Ritual, and then in that case, now you can just play Culminating Chaos or Goddess Whimsy, and then now you're off to the races because you're impulsing a bunch of cards, and you're hopefully you can keep the combo going.
That makes sense. All right. Cool deck. CD, Nulon,
Certified spicy.
Storm. What kind of storm is Gate Whimsy Storm? Sure, we'll call it Gate Whimsy
It's
Storm.
mono red storm, or it's I guess Chrismite Purveyor.
Well, I don't want it to have it. Okay, okay, mono red storm. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mono red storm, but a different build from Purple's mono red storm from last GP.
Yeah. I guess we don't need to completely differentiate it. I'm gonna give it 3. I'm gonna give it 3 leaves.
Yeah, 3 for me.
I feel like this is the kind of deck you watch once and you're like, yep, get it. And then it's got a very linear game plan. I kind of don't like those kind of decks. But that's just combo decks in general, so.
Anyways, moving on. We have we're moving on, right?
Ricky, do you know what to rank this deck? Because I don't know what this deck is.
Give it
you
6.5, I guess. I mean, it's a combo deck. Maybe it does
Guys,
stuff.
everything's a 6.5. Fun fact.
All right. Next deck.
Trumpek's playing soldier tokens, I think.
Soldiers. Oh. Trumpek is not playing clerics. Trumpek is playing soldiers. Soldier token thing. With knight. Are there knights in this?
I don't think so.
Or is it just soldiers? Okay,
it's just soldiers. You're playing all the raise alarms.
Signal distress. Is signal distress good enough?
It's a 2/2 flash, I guess, at worst.
It's 2/2 worth of bodies, like raise the alarm.
It doesn't make a token though, so
it does.
Doesn't make 2 tokens.
Oh yeah.
I guess it is nice that you can play. This is cool though that you are able to play this white counterspell package with these flash creatures. So this is very much like a sort of like this is a flash deck. This is not just some random dopey tribal deck. This
Soldier
is a tempo deck, really. Yeah, Soldier Tempo.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
I agree.
Yeah, this one's spicy. I like this one.
Yeah. Sweet.
Well, unfortunately, Golden Company Tactics is 3 mana and sorcery speed.
Well, that's your finisher, I guess. Once you have flashed everything into play, you go, okay, well, now I kill you by putting +2, by giving all creatures +2/+2, like forever. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, it's running Mozekef. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sold now. And then sideboard, it's running Event Horizon, which is pretty good because you're making a bunch of tokens, and then it's a very narrow sideboard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that you could arrive at a different sideboard that is more suited to the meta, but I think this is good to start off with, I think.
Yeah.
You're kind of always sideboarding blind on a release month.
Mm-hmm.
People want to try new
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
I'm-
yeah.
I think this is also worth a 6.5.
Are you sure? I feel like I should give it 6 because it's not proven yet, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We can 6 it. We can 6 it.
Okay, I'll give it 4 chili peppers.
We are only in the C's. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. How many how many decks are left, and what time is it? We're already almost an hour in, and okay.
But we're
like a third of the way
players,
through.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a third of the way through.
Okay. Good. Oh, the scroll bar goes off screen. No wonder. I thought we were.
We kind of spent a lot of time on the first one.
Okay.
But
Let's hurry
Yeah.
up and okay. Who's next?
Yep.
crime question mark.
Big Stinky Red. Is this the same deck?
Is this exactly the same deck?
No, it's not. It has burning
No,
heart.
it's got different cards, but it's a lot of the similar things.
Fireweaver big.
Burning Heart is one of the things that was that in the other one? I don't know,
Burning
it was-
Heart was not in the other one. Yeah, let's see. So there's Masahita was in the other one. Does this one Masahita?
No, this is on Burning Heart. instead,
that doesn't have Masahita. Yeah,
which I think might be better. Masahita's not a great card.
yeah.
And it has a combo.
This is what. This is like what giant adventure man from Canon.
Bone Crusher Giant.
Yeah,
That guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Except this thing doesn't go face, and it's at sorcery speed, but deals 4 damage. So I mean, you remove something early, you play your 4/2 slightly better than vanilla late.
Yeah.
I mean, Bone Crusher Giant's a fucked up card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is okay. So I don't think we need to spend too much time on this. This is a lot like the Cajun's deck.
Why?
So let's
Just copy paste the roll.
yeah, do big Fireweaver red, sure.
I gave it the same amount of maple leaves.
Good. At least you're consistent. Anyways, moving on. We have Crushed Castle's Echoed Mirror Plate. I think they're still trying to make this work.
Is this a combo that I'm?
I think so. So
It's like casting any of the spells onto Mirror Plate does things basically.
Yeah.
so
It's not like something that immediately wins the game. It's more or like it can win the game, but you need to have like a bunch of creatures in play first.
okay.
it's
So
not
It's
like
an
the
Ink
card
Shredder
right.
Nephilium deck.
Yeah, yes. It's an Ink Shredder Nephilim deck, yeah.
So the combo is between Lego and Mirror Plate Exemplar. If you have Lego in play plus Mirror Plate, something happens. I'm not sure what exactly, but I think it's really good if that happens.
Just like
Yeah.
bonus plus they all sort of cantrip, so you draw a million cards.
Well, no, it
Like
makes
Glimmer. Glimmer's just Aetherized, draw a card. Desert's Veil's Protection, draw a card. Shifting
so
Terrains,
with Lego in
Whittle, draw a
play,
card.
you play something in Mirror Plate, and then Lego triggers or Mirror Plate triggers points a copy at everything, and then Lego triggers and makes a token copy of everything. Wait,
Yeah.
wait, no,
Which is very, very good with
Yeah.
it's very, very good with Abrupt Duplication, Shifting Terrain, Desert's Veil, Glimmer, and then yeah.
Broadside Raider gets you a fuckload of tokens.
Yeah. So if you're able to get Lei Gong and Mirror Plate Exemplar down, and then you cast like Desert Veil, it's going to target all your lands as well, even if you have nothing else. So you're going to draw like a ton of cards. Shifting Terrain will then allow you to untap all of your lands with the thing, and so yeah, you could definitely just like immediately win if you untap with just Mirror Plate Exemplar, even if you get lucky. Yeah.
This is cute but really high rolly.
What's Asmon's Gambit for, and why are you playing it over any other removal spell?
I guess it also puts counters on your creatures.
Yeah,
So
because
it
it's
can
either a removal spell or you can use it to make your creatures huge.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can just make your creatures huge by target. I guess if they kill Mirror Plate Exemplar after you've already comboed out, then you can Asmon's to like flip them for you put a counter on everything. That feels kind of iffy, but I guess sure, it's Modo. You need a removal spell that can also overrun your opponent.
Oh, Oh, Hertzy also says that it's because it only targets enemy creatures. So if you have Mirror Play Exemplar on board, it's not going to wipe your own creatures.
Oh, there you go.
Ah,
Yeah.
wait,
There
mirror
we
play is
go.
any player. Okay, so
Yeah.
this deck is super risky.
Mm-hmm.
Abrupt Disruption being able to give you a token of everything. Kind of funny.
Oh, yeah. You would have to. Yeah. As long as you pay like the glitch cost, then sorry, so one target. Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Mirror Play Exemplar. Then the deserts. With shifting terrain, it would also tap all the opponent's permanents. You would draw so many cards with this card. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I can see where they're going now with this.
Yeah. Shifting terrain is like way better than any of the other. Any of the other instances. It's so funny.
All right, so I'll give it 5
I'm
for
gonna give this
spiciness.
5. I'm giving this 5 peppers. No, I'm not. I'm not getting a big Fireweaver red. There we go.
I'll give this deck a 5.5, I guess. I don't think this thing's that great.
Mirror Blade combo.
Okay, moving on. Dork in Distress is playing.
What? Oh, Centurion. Well, that makes sense why you reshuffle the bottom 28 cards of your library, because you only have Profane Emissary as your target.
I guess it's just a mid-range deck, but you're playing Centurion that specifically hits Profane Emissary.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've been thinking about this because I've been thinking about how Centurion just gives you so much value if you want to play some 2-mana creature, since it gets you 2 copies of it, basically. And it's sort of like almost a delayed collected company, but to make it up for the delay, you get a 2/1. So yeah.
Right.
This is kind of funny. I like it.
Yeah, not to mention that because that obviously you don't want to have it. You can't have Centurion's trigger be an ETB, because if it was, it would just be broken with Etherized creatures. But because it's a cast trigger instead, then that means it's also very good against counter magic.
Right.
I like that because it's not exactly Cascade. They still get to run premium 2-mana removal.
Yeah.
Right.
It's sweet. And shout out to the Urticle's Vanguard, the Primavera card.
Urticle's Vanguard.
Triple white. How good is your mana? Because they have Profane Emissary. They're trying to curve Profane Emissary into Urticle's Vanguard, right?
Oh yeah. Black into double black into triple white. That's good.
Do they have the filter lands?
Tough. Do they have filter lands?
They probably do.
Oh, they do.
Right?
I don't think they have the filter.
I think almost all of their lands, they have 1 plains and 1 swamp. Everything else, I think, if I'm not wrong, can tap for both. Except, well, Polyp Pools, you need to have creature out. So it's the Polyp Pools, the Pains, and the Swamp. Everything else taps for
Yeah, they're just running a bunch of painful duels, basically.
And they're trying to gain your life back with Profane Emissary, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I guess with this man base, you don't really need that. Yeah,
You can.
I would filters.
I would probably still run 1 filter because it's fetchable.
I would too, but it's not like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But this is a cool deck.
Neat deck, very cool.
Sweet Chili
Yeah.
Peppers.
For you.
It's black-white mid-range with some spice.
It's a neat take on black-white mid-range. I give it 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna also give it 4. I like these decks.
Okay.
And it can probably get
Dork said they forgore filters. So sorry.
this can get like a 6.5. Yeah.
I'm still traumatized from playing Burn. I remember I played a League deck that I just made Burn, but I also put Polyp Pools and 4 Profane Emissary in the deck just to prove my point. Because at that point, I wanted Profane Emissary banned.
Oh yeah, it was a 1
bad.
It was 1B, right?
What?
Yeah.
It was 1 black at that time.
Yeah, it was 1 and a black at that time, so it was actually splashable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I caused the change. I don't think I did, but I think I proved my
No.
point when I showed
It was
you
a-
this.
It was something that was sort of a long time coming.
Yeah, it was a long time coming. It was not any one specific player. We just were we were unhappy with it, and Mako also was. I think also Mako even wanted to change independently because I don't think that they were happy with the amount of
Centralizing power representation.
yeah, the amount of centralizing and just how long it had been like at the top of the metagame. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I still don't like the it just. I still have beef with Profane Emissary. That hasn't stopped, so I'm giving it a 2.
All right.
But it is a unique way to say it, so that's why it's not 1. So
All right. Next deck.
33 Lance. That's what I noticed first.
Well, it's an Unrivaled Fireweaver deck.
Well,
Yeah,
except
that
this
makes
one can
sense.
actually fit on screen because it's running a bunch of 4-ups.
Yeah, this is
And-
just like Teamer Burn Brawler with Fireweaver in it.
No. Teamer Rune Brawler doesn't exist. Teamer Rune Brawler Temple deck doesn't exist anymore after the Shifting Land nerf. This is a new breed of Rune Brawler decks because
Yeah.
Rune Brawlers
This
play
is
instant speed.
also
They're
This is
still
very
playing the shifting
cool.
lands, though.
I'm just playing them to enable domain
Yeah.
for burning up.
But this
and
is
master.
cool because it, Dr. Batman actually designed Elvish Wayfinder and Syncretic Master. So, yay.
Yay.
There we go. That makes sense. That makes sense why he did that. And you have now, and I think that you were able to make a very like a deck that a deck that makes sense and also includes both of your cards.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't have a huge Fire Reaver package, but 3 Solar Flares being fetchable even in the first game felt good.
burning up
Like a good idea.
as part of the Fire Weaver package is really nice because you can fetch it when
Yeah.
You get to run
actually
7
have
of them.
Domain active.
Getting to run 7 burning up probably improves that card.
Yeah. Conquer Psyche without the combo.
I just wanted a value grab.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. I like that too. Also, shout out to the Bounty of the Gardens with the art that I picked out.
Yeah, the
It's
art
started
from
the Toho art craze.
the art from someone you know.
Yeah, the art from my sister. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, Bounty is no longer instant, so it's seeing a lot less play, which means less people are going to see
Yeah.
the art. But at least it's
Still
This is
good.
definitely a deck that makes sense for it, though, I think.
so. Why Kuei Mulan as your 4-drop of choice?
I don't know. I just think he's neat.
He's neat.
I wanted to try him out. He gives a little bit more reach.
Okay, but
Oh, wait, no. It's only creature planeswalker. Oh, well.
it also exiles cards from a yard, so it's kind of anti-synergistic with Rune Brawler, right? It cares about mana cost when of the cards that you exile.
Yeah, I probably should have picked something else.
Yeah.
I think he's
It'll be
neat.
fun.
So I'm with you on this. That is 4 neats out of 5.
3 chili peppers because it's like a deck, I guess. It does stuff.
That's so
Definitely
true.
one of the decks of all time.
This is a deck of all time.
What are we calling this? What was this?
Fire Weaver
again?
Domain? I don't know.
Rune Brawler, I mean,
It's called I'm fucking room balling.
I'm fucking rune balling.
Fire
Stupid dog.
Teamer
I'm
Fire
fucking
Weaver.
balling.
Fireweaver, Rug Fireweaver,
Rune Brawler. I guess.
Domain, Rug Fireweaver Domain. I don't know.
There we go. That's fine.
yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And
Domain, I'm
probably a
fucking balling.
6.5 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
My deck is definitely 10 out of 10. How dare
Moving
you?
on, Dravos is playing the version that I didn't give them. I should have updated my deck. I should have updated my
It's
deck to have
alright. This is
the Little Pig package instead of not having it because the Little Pig package makes this deck so much better, I think.
Petra on blue green ramp.
It's still a fine deck. You beat me with it.
Yeah, but like you're no longer ramping 2 lands on turn 3 without the package.
Yeah. The little pig package is definitely very good, and it would make it better, but it's still there are some parts of this deck that I think like I don't know, Daigui's Command and Daigui Pillar of Sea and Sky, like those 2 cards together, those aren't in the little pig build, and they provide a ton of late game power, so that's something.
Actually, I don't think I cut them in the little pig build. I think I just go down to 1 Daigui and then 2 Pale Scatterers, and then cut all the Daigui's Command to fit the little pig package. But yeah, I think the main strength of this deck, assuming even without the little pig package, but especially with it, is that you're playing these above rate ramp spells that become creature tutors in the late game. So it's very much like Green Sun's Zenith, because from what I remember, Green Sun's Zenith got banned in Modern because it could be a 1 mana ramp spell with Dryad Arbor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So like this thing, Twisted Masterwork is doing a similar thing where it's a 2 mana instant speed rampant growth that can also be a creature tutor. And then if you're running Taro Over the Sky plus Little Pig, then it's a 3 mana ramp spell that ramps you 2 lands, which is very much above rate. And then in the late game, it becomes a creature tutor. Except you can also coalesce it from a yard, so like it's both an above rate ramp spell, a 5/5 that can flash back from a yard for 4 mana, and then also get some bonus creatures if you're paying the X cost on the coalesce, and you can like tutor up your Layer and Alpha on 8 mana. And I think that's why the deck is so powerful, because you have all this consistency with like your cards both acting as ramp and as tutors.
Yeah.
Like being good early, being good late.
It definitely makes sense, and I also really like that the deck plays Crumbling Shrine, and so that you have a card that's both a land and a draw spell and a creature. Like it's just it's a lot of modality that ramp often does not have.
I mean, also with Recall Forgotten Aeons, like it's a ramp spell that becomes a threat late.
Yeah.
And I think that's like part of the reason. Okay, so like in the unnerved version, we had Log of Recluse, which is a ramp spell that becomes a threat, and then we have Tameo, which is a ramp spell that you draw that becomes a card draw engine, and then I guess Chart is just bulk card advantage. It's just top end, but like it's really good top end in the deck. But I think the reason why blue-green or why these sorts of ramp deck in this format is so powerful is because all the ramp cards don't just ramp. They're either threats or they're value, or they draw their engines in addition to ramping.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely a strong deck. I think that I think that even though this is not the strongest version of it, like I think that's still like should have like a 7 out of 10 in the
I agree
in the stream. Yeah,
well,
in the spreadsheet.
The main weakness of this deck is against decks that the main weakness of this deck is that it doesn't really interact on board. It just tries to go over whatever the opponent's doing. So, like for example, against Clerics, somehow this deck is a super bad matchup because you can't you have trouble interacting with their engine, and you can't just go over them because playing out creatures makes you lose life because they're running some sort of life.
Yeah,
they're running from some drain engine.
Yeah, the Layer and Alpha making you lose like so much life is so silly. Oh, hey, Ruben. Nice to see you in chat.
It's Ruben. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna give it 5 chili peppers because I really like this deck.
I'm gonna give it 2 chili peppers because this is the same. Like as of now, this is still like a variant of the deck that you've been playing for several months.
Well, no, the thing is, Twisted Masterwork makes it completely different because now instead of having bulk card advantage, you're trying to win late game by playing tutors.
Okay. I will increase it to 3.
Yeah. What about you other two guys here?
Still
Oh,
on
it was
2 chili
unmuted?
peppers. It's yeah, you've been muted.
Damn. I give it 2 because I feel like I've seen this deck. There are a few new cards which would be interesting to see, but the core, like minus the Tamiyo and the Log Recluse, is the same. We've seen what like Sacrificial Bull can do before. It doesn't do anything new to excite me. There are a few specific cards that are like, oh, that's cool. But like the Terror of Shady Cove is one of the new cards in this deck, and it's just like Leyrin Alpha. It's just a big thing that if it goes unanswered, wins the game, which is what you want out of something you're ramping into.
Yeah.
So I feel like it doesn't do anything. And I mean, this deck is good. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, it's very similar to iterations of the same deck we've seen before.
Well, also, the other cool thing that this deck can do is that it can pull out these top-end creatures at instant speed with Twisted Masterwork. So, if your opponent's trying to attack into you while you have 8 mana up, you can just pull out a Terror of Shady Cove at instant speed and completely wreck them.
Was Twisted Masterwork changed into an instant?
No, it was always an
been
instant. That's why I was saying that
it's always an instant.
Instant speed rampant growth at base.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
All right, let's move on. We all have ramp, but we have to move on.
Yep.
Draw Knight.
What? What is happening here? Okay, I
Dog.
Please. Oh, it's a simulacrum. Oh, okay, cool. Wow, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this. I've seen this before.
Oh, you rouse it. Oh, that's so cool.
Huh. Wait.
I
rouse the vehicles.
Don't they become 0/0s if you rouse them?
Yeah, but Recollection Revelation puts counters on them. Rouse puts counters on things.
Yeah, but like they no longer have the original stats, right, for the vehicles.
You could crew them.
You could.
Right?
You can crew them first if you already have something roused. Yeah, you can crew them first if you already have something roused.
But then they don't become.
I actually don't know how this interaction works.
But it's true. They if they aren't creatures, plus one on affirming control. If it isn't a creature, tap it and becomes a 0/0 creature. So yeah, if it's not a creature at the moment, then it will become a 0/0.
So then it becomes a 1/1.
Yeah. Yeah, so it will be a 1/1, yeah.
I guess you still get the attack triggers.
Yeah. Deals combat damage to the player.
That's gonna be kind of hard as a 1/1.
Yeah, I don't know if Draw Knight realized that they would become small. I'll double. That is how rouse works, right? Oh, we can't call rouse yet, so.
Yeah,
I mean, the main interaction here is obviously with Candid Simulacrum.
Yeah, I mean that actually works out pretty well.
That one, I've had this done against me, and like it is brutal because just a 2/2 with flying, first strike, death touch, hexproof, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance. Which is funny because it has flying and reach, which is interesting. But no, this goes hard. This goes crazy. It's a very good card.
The problem is that
feel free to screenshot.
The problem is that you can't play creatures anymore, right? Because otherwise you just move counters off a bit. I guess you don't run any creatures, right? Yeah, you don't run any creatures.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you have a faster clock with this deck that, like, oh no, you lose reach.
It's random.
Like, oh, it's random. Right. So, yeah, obviously you have to be careful with that. But
you don't run any creatures, so... Yeah, you just animate this thing and sit back and try to win with that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing against this deck, when I was in the league and I played against it, this deck feels like the most they're cheating type deck, where it's like you feel like most of the time this format feels like this is just like this is like alternate universe canon magic, and then you see this combo and you're like and I know this sounds weird because the combo is not that overpowered. It's not like game breaking or anything, but it's just the combination of having all of those counters incidentally. It just feels so broken, and it feels so like it feels dirty to play this deck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is why it gets 4 Maple Leaves.
I'll also give
So
it
this
4. 'cause
is
it's kind of spicy.
Draw Knight, blue, white simulacrum. Blue white simulacrum. Yeah, I'll give it a 4. Yeah.
Is this deck any good? I don't even know.
Well, I
th-
think it's probably in. I don't know. Maybe it's a 5.5 since I think it's around the same level as the Mirror Plate combo.
It's decent against specifically prowess.
This has a lot more interaction.
Yeah,
which is
it probably
a lot,
is.
but
I think it's probably a 5.5. If someone wants to go higher than that, though, I won't stop them.
But isn't it playing all these useless vehicles?
They aren't like useless. I think that Draw Knight is saying that they realize that they would be small. So yeah.
Okay.
they say it's untested. So
Yeah.
Anyways.
I think 5.5 is good.
Yeah.
oh no, I see the word dredge. Oh no.
Oh, it's this deck.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right. Enjoy my creation, everybody.
Hero of
Oh, no.
Schengen Province. What does that do? What? Oh, I see.
Yes, it is for the ability. It is not for the card itself. But yeah, so this is. I just randomly remembered that Gentle Repose existed, and I was like, okay, are there any cards like it? And I was like, oh yeah, there was Yang, and then there was the new Daydream in ACA, and then we had Bleeding Aces last summer. So we now have a ton of cards that discard your hand and allow you to draw multiple cards. Where I played a similar deck to this like last year before we had any of these, and it felt really clunky because you had to cast 3 spells to make it so you could get back anything because you were playing the Phoenix alike that we have. But now you don't have to do that. You just cast you just cast 1 spell and you get everything back usually.
Yeah.
So Illuminated Firebird is like so easy to get back. It is like so easy to get back, and Anemothras is also, you only need 1 spell to get that back usually. You oftentimes can get like you don't normally want to do it turn 1 with Daydream because that you don't need to do it turn 1, but you can. There are theoretical draws with this deck where you can put like over 10 power into play on turn 1 using Daydream.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's more of a turn. Usually you put all the power into play on turn 2, and then you have a lot of ways to be resilient as well, because all of these things keep coming back. Like I've had games where I just like, okay, I'll just block my Ceaseless Stalkers because I'm gonna get them back next turn anyways. Whatever.
Yeah, and I guess
This this deck is evil. You're an evil person.
Thank you.
I guess against decks that can keep blocking, you just have Hero of Schengen Province to break the board stall.
Oh my god, all of this, and you get to run Hungering Cult in the board.
Yeah, the Hungering Cult in the board is pretty funny because that it will keep killing your own creatures over and over again. But if you're facing burn, then you probably don't care. But
you get to just deck them out.
I don't think the sideboard's great. I didn't know exactly what I cared about, so I put in a bunch of things that may or may not be what is correct.
Okay, I'm gonna give this 5 chili peppers because this is extremely spicy.
Yeah, this is incredibly spicy. I hate Cannon Dredge, like in Modern. That's like my least favorite deck to go against. But this feels like significantly like more interesting, yeah. At least newer. Maybe I'll get sick of it if it's like, you know, like in a few months. But right now it's sick as hell.
All we gotta do is print a what's the
Stinkweed Imp?
No, what's the card that's an oops all spells?
Goblin Charbelcher.
No, the creature that mills your whole deck.
Balustrade Spy.
Yeah, all we gotta do is print a Balustrade Spy, and this card and this deck can go away forever.
Okay, 6.5, right? Is that?
Yeah, probably. I don't think it is untested, and I won 2 matches with it against 2 different decks, but that's all the testing I've done. So yeah.
All right. Moving on. If it's copy and paste, well, in that case, we're also going to copy and paste. It's mono black mid range.
That's so true. Literally just copy
this is mono black mid range. Yeah, you're right.
Anyways, do you want to move on?
Well, yeah, this is mono black mid range. Is there literally any difference?
No.
Here's Fluffy running.
Oh god. Okay.
Okay.
So
White Black Soul Sisters. Oh no, the clerics did come.
Well, so if you're playing blue green ramp, you're not gonna like facing this deck.
Oh
yeah,
god,
I played against this deck with conditions. We traded matches. This deck, I play Soul Sisters in Canon, and this deck is very scary. Like,
yeah,
it's incredibly good. Like, the only reason I was able to beat a match against this deck is because of how explosive the Prowess deck I was playing at the time was. And even then, it can just make enough tokens to chump. Just like the synergy with Light Within Shadow, Learn Through Error, and I think I'm missing one more.
Weeping Soul.
Weeping Soul does it. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life.
Oh yeah. No, this deck is just silly. Like, you just swing, and then the opponent's like, "Yeah, I gain 2 life and you lose 3," and it's like, "Oh, okay." This deck is silly. This deck is downright goofy. I would gander to say.
We have finally reached a critical mass of cards that like pay off the life gain, but now the deck's kind of scary.
Darktime Acolyte
I think
is
that,
probably the scariest card in the deck because
yeah.
I mean, just look at it. Look at the effect. Like, how do you deal with this thing if you can't kill it?
Yeah, I was surprised.
The answer is Scorch the turn it comes down. Well, you can't Scorch the turn it comes down, but I found in Prowess, the way you beat this deck is you kill their ways to gain life.
Yeah, that's how I played. While I was playing Burn, that's also how I play against clerics. I just boarded in all my Forked Lightnings, or it's Forked Pillar, right? I boarded in all my Forked Pillars and hope to just play a control game against them.
And also, the best card against this deck, even though they don't have any artifacts, is Metal Munch, and like effects like that.
Yeah.
Because you just kill 2 Soul Wardens. And it's just like, oh.
Blood Bond. Wait, does Blood Bond infinite combo with Weeping Soul?
When opponent's life, you gain a much life. Oh, yeah, it does. Weeping Soul plus Blood Bond, the infinite combo.
The Splinter Twin. It's such a Splinter Twin. Why did nobody know this?
Sanguine Bond combo immediately. Wow.
Hey, Sanguine Bond combo for like 6 less mana.
Yeah. Damn.
And they can run Fateful Journey pretty easily because of all the life gain.
Ew, cool. This is sick. This deck is
spicy as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
The priests are fighting back.
I mean, the main thing I'm wondering is why they're running Nocturnal Watchers instead of the second or the 4th copies of the Soul Sisters. I guess the flying matters because they can peck in on the opponent.
Because it's a
Weeping Souls aren't clerics. I don't know.
It's a funny little bird.
They can block. What's it called? They can block my favorite card, Autumn Fae. So
right,
they did it for me specifically. That's it.
Okay, I think like this deck might actually be a 7 because it has Blood Bond combo, right? Like you can play a draining game and then sometimes you just infinite your opponent out.
This deck's a little scary.
Yeah, I could buy this as a 7. It also competes against the other 7s in the field, so yeah.
It creates an extremely oppressive board state for certain decks because you just can't do anything without triggering everything they have. Anyways, moving on. Gender's playing. Hey, look! It's that deck from last GP that had some very weird card choices. I think they definitely cleaned up the deck a bit, so now it makes more sense.
They listened to me and add Banished Companion.
Do they have any other 1-drops? They only have 3 1-drops. Wait, what?
I think so.
Do they have any token makers?
Pronouncer of Preserves.
Artie's Invocation.
Okay, sure.
Men in Reclamation.
Roguerar, technically.
Reunite with Nature.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like this deck's a bit unoptimized right now. Like, what's Grade doing, right? I don't think you're ever going to get enough mana for Grade.
It still feels like I definitely think that the other version of this deck that was in the first deck, Neon's Brothers deck, I think that's an optimized build. And I don't know if there are upsides to Gender's builds just from glancing at it.
Well, actually, the upside is Spirit of Autumn. Like, it's actually kind of a different build, because this one relies more on Spirit of Autumn, which is kind of insane if you think about it. Like, ETB basically double all of your creature count, and then reunite with Nature, which lets you turn all of your tokens into 3/1s, and it's X+1. So like, this thing is a 3/1 by itself, and then it turns all your other tokens into 3/1s, and then they have haste and trample, right? Yeah, like it's extremely scary if you manage to get these guys down.
It's a deck that's getting closer to what it wants to look like, I think. I don't know if it's quite there yet, still.
Yeah, but like, it has lots of... This build has potential.
I agree.
What's Divid Bond do?
Gets...
It's the Illusion Maker thing.
Oh,
Maker.
It's Coat of Arms. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets that creature gets +1/+0 for each other attacking creature that shares a type with it, and that's so like turns your Reunite with Nature guys into like 1,000,000 ones.
Oh, it's just humans. Most of the creatures in the deck are humans, so that was an intentional thing with that. So you just
are the tokens humans? I don't think most of the tokens are.
The tokens are all mostly different.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the tokens seem to be elementals.
But you can reunite with Nature to turn everything into one type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh.
So,
well, that's cool.
5 or 5.5, I guess.
What did we give the Red-Green Advocate deck?
6.
Oh, 6. Yeah.
5. We're giving this a 5.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, 5.5. I think we can do.
Anyways, I'm gonna give this 5 chili peppers because I really like this archetype. I think it has lots of potential. The build's a bit unoptimized right now, but yeah.
I will give it. There are a lot of cool card choices. I'm going to go with 4, but it's definitely. I like the cool card choices and stuff.
Anyways, is everyone else done?
With Nature, nice.
Are we moving on?
Gender.
Yeah.
Okay, Giant Poets on big
Burning 95.
Red, right?
Fireweaver red. Yep.
Except it's running. No, it's the exact same.
It's the Burning Heart build.
Okay, is it the exact same deck?
It looks very similar.
Actually, they were carry distant.
I think it's
right. Is that the difference?
No, that was. It's the same. It's the same deck as Crime's deck. Yeah.
Okay, copy paste and let's move on.
Skibidi-whoop.
Yeah.
He's playing this deck. I play against him a bunch in League.
There we go.
So it's
Mardu Control.
It's Mardu Control, but playing like the 4 copies of both triple pip enchantments.
Bold.
Wait, what are you provoking the gods for?
Heraldry / Villainy. Or Face to Dawn.
It's a control deck. You can just find whatever you need. I guess.
So.
It's a very good combo with Face to Dawn because you can like turn 4 end of turn provoke the gods for Face to Dawn, and then turn 5 play Face to Dawn and drop a 2-drop, which okay, fine. You play Face to Dawn and then hold up a removal spell.
You provoke the gods to establish dominance.
I think it's pretty funny how like how many 4-ofs this control deck has, especially one with provoke the gods. I would have thought that you would have had there'd be more one or two ofs to find as tutor targets.
Consistency.
bullets.
Maximum consistency.
I suppose so.
Although also prove worthy is pretty nice because you gain a bunch of life and then you kill something. I mean,
Hmm.
Or Harm's Way is kind of iffy because like it's bad against certain decks. It's only good against aggro, but I guess maybe this deck's pre-boarded against aggro.
In a way,
And then
it's just like it's pretty equipped to handle aggro in the first place because heraldry shits on aggro.
yeah.
Yeah, heraldry as a prowess player makes me poop my pants.
I think Villainy
Very
also does
scary.
that too, in some regards.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, just anything with the 3 of the same color pips just scares me.
I like
as an aggro
the
player.
synergistic art choice for the 2 enchantments.
Yeah.
Also, they're playing 2 copies of No Rest to bring back the enchantments in case their opponent deals with them. So, actually, No Rest triggers twice, so, your opponent deals with it once, you No Rest it, and then they try to deal with it again, and then you No Rest them.
Looks
again.
like it's coming back again.
Like, Provoke the Gods actually makes that sort of reliable in a way.
Yeah.
Is there any way for them to self-discard these guys to bring back with No Rest?
Not really. Find misery,
No.
find happiness in misery mills, but that's it.
Okay.
I don't think you really need to do that. Hertzy also says that Harm's Way is used over any other removal spell because that you can also just use it whenever you want to turn on heraldry.
Right.
Which, yeah, and that makes a lot of
Okay,
sense.
so how do you beat control with this deck?
Simply do not run into control.
Side out the Harm's Ways and reduce to knots and board in chi blocks and okay.
Villainy is like kind of good against control because it's just hard to interact with WinCon.
Is
They
it
just
hard to
sort of
interact with?
blast their face every.
Like, it's kind of easy to kill, all things considered.
Mhm. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you just try to go all the way there with heraldry and hope your opponent. You use your No Rest to keep bringing back your enchantments until your opponent runs out of answers, and then you just go from there.
This seems interesting. I'm gonna give it 4.
3. I don't like these enchantments.
No, these enchantments are scary, but I've not seen them. Like, I don't like them, but I've not seen them used like this both in the same deck. So I think that's cool.
All right. Anyways,
Way back when Dream Well was old Dream Well, there was someone running like every triple pip enchantment.
no, not
of that
every,
cycle.
because creativity wasn't printed back then.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Anyway.
I miss Dreamsight.
All right.
I know you do.
Well,
Yeah,
now we have Fireweaver.
I don't.
Oh, this is the Gestalt combo again.
Oh, is this the exact same deck? No, it's impromptu.
It's not the
Copy
exact same.
paste.
It's not the exact same, but it's like the same creature suite, just different
It's impromptu
interaction.
escapade, which probably makes it more consistent in a way. But it's running less. It's only running for Seek Prophecy and
Got better outer spells, I think. The other one had Cosmic Sinkhole. Never mind.
I feel like for these sorts of decks, rather than running more copies of creatures, you should just be running more digging because that's way more flexible, right?
Because you do need to assemble 3 pieces
like if
together.
You just draw if you draw 2 copies of the same combo piece and then of the third one, then you're just kind of screwed. And it's very easy to just draw redundant copies, right? Because you're like all your combo pieces.
You
are
have to run a
taking up
density of them.
22 cards in your deck. But yeah, with Impromptu Escapade, you now have a card that can be any combo piece that you want. So that's probably a decent consistency bump. And also kind of lets you start to combo at instant speed. But you do need to go into green, so that's the trade-off. Mana base doesn't look great. Yeah, they're playing some weird choices for mana base. They're not playing any fetch lands? What?
Wait,
Yeah.
why no fetches?
This also seems like not enough sources to play Escapade.
Also, wait, why the Derelict Town? This is not a combo deck. Like, what?
I mean, it's kind of a combo deck, but
makes
yeah,
color-
But it's not the combo deck with this land.
yeah.
I know you want. I guess you want to be able to have any color of mana, but
For
then
what?
there are better ways to do that than Derelict Town.
For Cosmic Sinkhole? Is that the only thing that...
I just mean that you want to have access to green, white, or blue untapped, but I think that Derelict Town is not the best option for that. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, so I think I've been rated... Is it lower or higher than the other version?
I would rate this lower, just because it seems a little more suspect in terms of some things.
I think it's probably about the same.
Yeah,
but
well, I don't think we want to make it go any lower than 5, so we'll keep it at 5.
Yeah.
Actually, the impromptu escapade package makes it a bit more spicy, so I'll give it 4 chili peppers. Anyways, moving on.
Here's that guy.
Oh, hey, it's me. So you remember last GP when I played this deck? What if we ran it back, except we took all the bad cards out? And by all the bad cards, I mean specifically, why the fuck was I playing Touch of Witchcraft? That card is bad. Now I'm playing good cards like Strong Arm, which give my creatures trample. You'll also notice 4 less Pagan Archers, because the more I play tested with Pagan Archer, the more I realized that card is worse than just having Menace. So I've changed it out for Frill Drake. Because, yes, Pagan Archer, if it dies, does damage to your opponent. But very rarely is that going to actually matter beyond just pinging your opponent for 1. I'd much rather be able to get around chumps with Frill Drakelet.
I've never seen that card before.
Yeah. I just literally looked up mana value 1 Oracle Prowess and found it, and I'm like, this seems pretty decent. I also did a little bit of changing to the sideboard. I want Graveyard Hate because I got absolutely dumpstered by blue-green pressure last time. And so I added 2 Sealed Riftway. I also like Metal Munch over... I forgot what the green one was. Yeah. And yes, I'm technically weak to enchantments, but
just kill them before they can drop their enchantments?
Just kill them before they can do a thing. And I found frequently that a good way to defeat opponents, and it's why I have 3 Imperial Sieges, is to just put them in an awkward mana position and then leverage that to their advantage. And Metal Munch munches on some trains, so we're going to do that. This deck is still stupid, and Strong Arm actually makes my Goddess's Whimsies so much better. And the more I thought about Goddess's Whimsy, the more I realized it's just in my opinion, the same caliber of card as an Underworld Breach, where you're going to play this late game, and it's going to win you the game. It's like you're out in a deck that doesn't usually have late game outs. This card is significantly more variance based, but it's, especially with the treasure from Strong Arm, this card is so much better now than it was with Touch of Witchcraft. So yeah, mana's still sketch, but I kind of like it that way. I think that the most broken thing to do in this deck is to go Fangden Jaws, play Fangden Jaws, float a mana, bounce it to your hand, and then do other things, and then just play it next turn, especially because I have Autumn Phase. So
yeah,
this deck is just scary as always.
I think it's much more tech against Oxfox now that you have Metal Munch in the board instead of Relic Corrosion.
Munch.
Yeah.
I give this 3.
Actually, I give this 3? A 4 because I actually kind of like how this deck works with the Goddess's Whimsy. It's actually quite tight with...
You're passionate about prowess, and I respect that.
You have no idea. I played in literally every format, historic, standard, modern. I have a modern prowess deck. Yeah.
What about Alchemy?
I don't... Who the fuck plays Alchemy, bro? What?
I mean, technically, aren't we kind of like Alchemy? Because we're constantly changing the cards, and we're generating...
No, because Alchemy is standard. No, this is more like historic. Historic has alchemy cards.
Yeah, and then we're constantly changing the cards.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
here's the
that's
thing: is
why
I
I
don't
don't
have to
hate
pay
alchemy.
wild cards to build my decks.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Okay, but you still get the same sadness when stuff like Dream Sight gets nerfed.
Let's move
Yeah.
on.
Can you stop? I swear to God. How do we? I feel like it top X last time. So are we good giving this a 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Anyways, next is on something that we don't have to talk about again. So on Callum Weller. That's slightly different.
There
Mark
are
of-
Callum Wellers in this
Mark of Dark
mono black
Opulence.
deck.
Wait, what? Sure, Mark of Dark Opulence. I mean, it probably triggers a few times.
Yeah. I don't think that the changes are major enough to make this deck like particularly better or worse. So I think we can probably just copy paste it and go like, yeah, mono black, good deck.
But Mark of Opulence, I think that increases its spiciness value by at least 1.
Yeah.
Wait, why is it
Where's
running
You know what? You can do that, Ricky. I don't want to
Where's
think
mono
that
black
hard.
range?
It's
Okay,
running
there.
Mistress
Okay,
and
so this
Soulbreaker in its
is
board. Wait, what? It's not running 4 copies of the poison cards in May? Why? They
I
cut
don't
those
know,
cards
let's-
for Callum Weller. Okay,
They had to make room for the Mark of Dark Opulences.
fine.
All right.
Anyway,
Well, I will give it one more leaf as I did before, as you agreed. So yeah. Who's playing this deck again? Oh yeah, Nyx.
Next up is
And welcome to GPs, Nyx.
so we're going from
Welcome.
N to P, so that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
no O's in this format.
Oh wow, purple literally is playing mill.
Oh,
Wow.
The crab.
Yo, I made that card. That's my boy.
Oh.
That's my boy.
what are the chances that this is a broken purple deck?
If it is, I take no responsibility.
What? I'm confused why Cold Embrace is in this deck.
Because you can
Is
cast
it
it in the
just
yard.
It stalls.
It's just a stalling tool, I get. Oh yeah, and I guess
Yeah.
some of these do oh yeah, some of these are like each player mills. So okay, I understand. It is a stalling tool. There we go.
I mean,
Are you ready for a hot take?
what?
Think that this deck should have rail lines, and I don't know why it doesn't. You don't have any other enchantment or instant or artifacts, nor do you have really ways to make artifacts. So I'm very confused as to why you're not running rail lines.
You know what? That's actually a really good point.
I also think that in testing, because I did try to make a mill deck, but then I found out like I like mill like in theory, but when I play it, I just am bad. So I played Juyu Offering Pools in a deck like this just because it's an enchantment that's also like an impulse and that can trigger your Hoarding Crab. Are there like artifact lands or anything?
Yes, Prime Fleet Bay. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, the rail lines are essentially artifact lands for this format.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying in their deck, but I don't think they do. It's just I feel like you were just using Hoarding Crab to mill 3 at most, mill 2 usually, but I guess if you're just slow enough, then it's fine. But like, yeah.
I mean, Spilling.
It's interesting. I like to see my card used, so I'm giving it a 5.
Spilling Secrets plus Hoarding Crab is really nice. Like, Spilling Secrets is an insane draw engine if you ever get it going.
No, it is. It's very good.
And Speed of Darkness can like one-shot your opponent if you manage to get enough cards with it.
Esoteric Herbology is fun.
How are you casting that thing?
Okay,
I see.
They have some dual lands. It's like
I
most
guess
of
it's
their
more-
deck is blue black.
Yeah, blue, black, green mill then.
Like I think that's their only green card.
Mhm.
Anyway, since it's a purple deck, I have to give it 5 chili peppers.
I will also give it 5 chili peppers mill.
I did too because it's got my boy in there.
I think I don't want to immediately give it a 7 though, just because it's the purple
I think it's
deck.
a 6 because like purple
I
doesn't
think
always
it's a
play the best
6.
deck. No, purple gives me the best linear deck, and then he plays the decks
Okay.
that he thinks are interesting to play.
All right, we'll do it the 6 then. Oh, we only have like a few more. I think 6 more decks left.
Okay,
or
that's
something?
nice. We can actually get or finish this thing in a decent amount of time.
Yeah, sick.
It's time for Ricky.
Ricky, go.
Someone else read the title. I don't want to.
RickyRister.
Oxfox, but I've had to resort to running conscription because purple couldn't find a better replacement for Corelight Champion. Also, a 6% more Toho.
Now that's a guarantee you'll like to see.
Yeah.
Literal
God.
conscription. Literal conscription.
Yeah.
Hey Ricky, you should have played that card that the study sphere. Study sphere seems good. You should have played that.
Wait, study sphere.
Yeah. Look that up and put it on screen.
Whenever an enchantment comes into play, you rouse one.
Yeah. Whenever this or another. Yeah, you rouse one. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Huh.
That was in the new sets.
Huh. Wait. Is it actually? Well, the thing is, it's not a soldier, so like it can't hold a lance.
This is true.
But on the other hand, it does like turn Verdict of the Council into a creature. Wait, that's not a good thing. It's
I'm just gonna mark this as a 7 because it won last GP. I'll give this a 7.5. It won last
study
GP.
sphere
I don't.
better than conscription. Well, huh. Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. Well, anyways, the reason we're running conscription is that it fits the old role of the Corelight Champion is a creature that holds a lance and also makes enchantment. Conscription is a creature that holds a lance and also is an enchantment, so it triggers Slapfield.
True.
Purple has defended his lack of rail lines.
What did he
Low
say?
land count, so can't cut islands super easily. Rail lines being interactable is not great since I really want the mana. Crab is relatively easy to kill and only on upkeep, so they didn't want to go out of their way for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
And now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
Could have at least made like a clue or something. Like, come on.
I don't think we have anything that's like.
Ready
Fine.
for anything.
Oh yeah, we do have ready for anything.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I ran in my deck, but
I was thinking that one cannon one that like makes a token and a clue.
oh, are you talking about
It's like something evidence.
Hard evidence.
Yeah, I don't know if that even. I mean, it's a blocker and a clue, so
It's a pretty strong stall tool.
that card's cool. I like that card. But
Anyway.
we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
This is just Oxfox again.
Well, it's
And-
Oxfox, but slightly weaker because you don't have Corelight Champion.
I give it 3.
Okay, I'll give it.
This is a 2 because I lost to it.
I give it 3, I guess, since I'm playing it.
It's the same thing we saw. I guess conscription is cool. You found conscription. I'll give it 3. Sure.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
We found it, not me.
Okay, we found it. Cool. Ooh, did you give it a 7.5, Ricky? That's the highest rating yet.
Yeah. I mean, like this deck can get net draws.
No, I gave it
where
a
you just win,
7.5.
if your opponent doesn't interact with you, you can just win on turn 3 with turn 1 bounty hero, turn 2 lance plus an enchantment, and then turn 3 you play another buff, and then your opponent just dies to the double striking bounty hero with 5 power.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. We can keep the and it did win the last GP. So yeah, let's do the 7.5. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. Scribble's playing. What the heck is this? Oh, right. It's this deck.
It's
It's Shilmal.
What?
Wildlife
Oh,
Sketches.
Jund.
It's
80 card Jund, right? Wait, is it 80 cards?
No, it's just on a lot of silver bullets for wildlife sketches.
Oh, it's wildlife sketches. Cool.
Is this the same deck that Purple played?
I think they got it from Purple, but I don't know if it's the exact
It's
same
probably
list.
not because Wildlife Sketches got nerfed after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and I think that oozing Yao Guai was something that Purple didn't play. I forget.
I like Oozing Yagoi. He's a cool guy. Look at him.
Yeah, he looks fun.
I mean, so otherwise,
what is Wellness do now? Oh, it's upkeep now. Okay, yeah.
yeah. I mean, you also have Showmount and Enduring, which that thing also pods, right?
No, you're thinking of the other Zhang Mao.
Wait, then why are you not running the podding Showmount in this pod deck?
I don't know. It's value.
It's like value piece. I'm
I
unsure.
guess.
Maybe there was
value.
Maybe there was an error.
But you can go like Zhang Mao, sacrifice something, get a Valdez into your hand, and Valdez them.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Zero doesn't put it onto the field though. Crazy.
You know what I feel like this deck could use?
Value.
Twisted Masterwork, because you're already running Secret of Untouched Beauty, and you're already running all these one of solar bullets.
Ooh, true.
Although like not all of them are green, so I guess you can like Twisted Masterwork to pull out Hellion Devastator for 5 mana at instant speed, or
Cosmonaut as well is a good one.
Later on. I mean, I guess there's not
also
enough good targets, but like if you rebuild this deck to include more Twisted Masterwork targets, it might be pretty good because like base case instant speed rampant growth, right?
Yeah.
But anyways,
You could also get Blessed Spell Root as a surprise blocker that gains you life.
Yeah.
On the board.
I tried that in ramp. It's not great, but anyways, I'll give this thing
deck, but yeah,
4 Chili Peppers because I really like these sorts of toolboxy decks with lots of tutor effects, especially pod effects.
This will make my brain hurt too.
4. Let's do 4.
I'm feeling 4.
And then
7.
I guess
6.5 because it's not proven. 7. Or right?
Yeah. I guess it is just 6.5 probably. Yeah, we can do that.
Anyways, moving on, we have Skagra on at Cantra Town. Is this the same deck from last GP? I mean, they're running a lot of 1-ups in the sideboard.
Pretty close.
What the heck is their sideboard? What?
They can go through their deck, right? I think that's
Rethia Cultivate. Because so Impromptu Escapade, I guess Rethia Cultivator lets you find the Derelict Town, and that's the best option.
Right, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Secret Hoarder is a win con that you can find.
Infinite Mana Mill win con.
Yeah, Infinite Mana Mill thing. Wiretapper, I guess, is just good. Yeah, I can buy that. The Wiretapper is just a good enough card. Hypnotist. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's the same deck from before, right? Except it's slightly nerfed, but still pretty good. Give it a 7 because I won a GP, and I don't think the nerf hit that hard. Like you can interact with it at instant speed now because like it's not like the land being bounced isn't at mana ability speed. But I'm gonna give it 5 Chili Peppers because it's a pretty cool. Like it has Impromptu Escapade plus Wraith the Cultivator. Like that's really cool to me.
Yep. Cool deck. I'm going to. I forgot that this is a deck that is older, so I will give it. I'm just going to give it 4 because I forgot about that, and I like it. So yeah.
But anyways,
we got Abzan.
So this is also my friend that I bribed to be here.
Nice.
Is this how we got so many people?
No, I bribed 2 people.
Okay, but that's still more than usual. Are they watching the Decklist stream?
No, they're probably asleep because it's 2 in the fucking morning.
Skill issue.
Yeah, skill issue for real. No, I was with them today. They got stuff at like 7:15 in the morning, so they're probably asleep right now. I will say that I made this deck. Funny thing about Winmarie. So Winmarie is a card that I designed, but it's based off of this player's D&D character. So that's cool.
Amazing.
That they're playing that.
Yeah, they'll love playing it.
Yeah, this deck's plan is to just have like 1-for-1 things. I think that Rot is a really good meta pick in the main board because of rail lines, and we are seeing now that the big red deck is really popular. And except for the 4-mana 2/2 that's actually a 2-mana 2/2 that grabs an instant, this hits a lot of the important things.
Yeah.
And what you do is you just go 1-for-1 with your opponent, and then you play Planeswalkers, and then you just accumulate value. And also, Avatar of the Groves is here. Since you have 12 Planeswalkers, hopefully you get this out. This can just be like a win condition, but also you just play this out with other creatures. I was thinking about submitting this deck, but I really suck at playing mid-range. Like, I either have to play aggro or control, because I'm not good at like knowing when to go which way.
I agree.
I'm really good at just
I also suck at playing non-linear decks. This is why I always this is why I only play broken linear decks, because that way I don't have to think as much.
But I think that Sumfei has not only been playing Cannon Magic for longer than me, but is a better mid-range player than me. So I'm hoping that they'll do well with this deck, especially because they have their main character in this deck, their OC. So that's cool.
That's like a power boost.
Yeah, that is. It's home field advantage.
Yeah, it's just like running my own promo cards or my own champion promo cards in a deck that I play.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed that Avatar triggers triggers whenever any land enters, not just your lands.
That's old. That was changed.
Okay.
It is just your lands, but one of the cards here that I think is like one of the better cards in the deck is Tendril Snare. This card, like especially against aggro decks that aren't going to be able to use all the extra mana, this card is like very good because it kills an opponent's thing, lets you ramp into your big 5-drop like Planeswalkers, and then I think that Planeswalkers are very strong in MSEM specifically, and I think that Winmarie is on par with like other ones in the format. So
Selsan, Xanagan, 5-drop Planeswalkers that do stuff.
Yeah, we've got some Haymaker 5s.
No, I know, but like Lifelink is not a joke.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I'll give this thing 3 Chili Peppers because it's a mid-range deck that does stuff.
I give this 5 for OC power.
No, I think that it is poetic, and also it has 2 of my cards. So
all right,
it's 5.
I think this is probably a 6. I'd say, or 6.5.
I would say it probably is 6. It does have a lot of mana consistency issues because you're trying to fetch like specifically forests with Into the Woods. So you kind of
Anyways, moving on. Splash Cat's 80 card big red. Is this just a copy and paste?
The ratios are slightly different, but it's mostly the same. It's got Masahita and Burning Heart.
There's only one Rickyri Disset in the main.
Ooh. It is slightly different, but I think we can probably just do the copy-paste thing.
Was there in this?
Big red cool. Yay.
What?
The hot new deck.
What is this deck? Is this just Jund but big?
Big Jund.
Weaving Chrismites. Was Zaranus. Yeah, looks like Big Jund.
This is spicy.
It's playing Artie. It's playing 4 copies of Artie, so it's running all these weird lands in order to synergize with Artie, like Chrismite Vault, which dies right away.
Fetching Chrismite Vault is kind of spicy.
I mean, it's basically just +1 ramp, 1 land tapped. Like, it's not that out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
the actual interesting thing to do with Artie is to Wizards not running bounce lands? No, they're not. Well, you're not even doing the interesting thing with Artie.
There are bounce lines in this format? What?
Yeah, there is.
Well, there's one, but yeah.
What's it called anyways? A crystal something?
Prismatic Cavern.
Yeah, Prismatic Cavern. But Artie is very interesting with bounce lands because it untaps them. So it gives you if you +1, then Artie gives you 2 mana that turn.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like Wizards isn't going to be taking advantage of that. Anyways, it's just a mid-range deck, so I'll give it 3 chili peppers. Actually, no, it has Artie, so I'll give it 4 chili peppers, but it's not doing a really cool Artie thing.
It's got some like spicy choices, but the game plan is not like new.
Is it just hard casting Azos?
I assume so. I mean, you can get forward Moxen.
Right. I guess that you do have a decent amount of ramp.
Oh, yeah.
You can also pod up to it, or no, you can't. There's not a big enough guy.
What do you mean pod up to? Are you playing? Oh, you're playing.
Zhang Mao?
Right. You're playing the potty Showmo.
Oh yeah, you can pod up to it because you can pay the difference with the -X.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, Shangmao's good. I like this potty one. Yeah.
Actually, no. Arrival Fireweaver works really well here with Showmo.
Yeah, it's a 4 that you can cast for 2.
Yeah.
You don't have any 5s to grab though, but you know.
What's in the sideboard to get with it? Lightning Ripple, Solar Hatching, Solar Flare, Redeeming Charm to Flames Approach.
No Sear Flash.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a miss.
No Sear Flash, yeah. Yeah, I think there probably should be a Sear Flash here. Yeah. I think you could probably cut a Charming Marauder for it. You don't need 3 Charming Marauders, yeah.
I think you would cut a Solar Hatching, actually, because you already have a fetchable wipe with Reademian.
Oh, yeah, that's also true.
You're also running 4 Tally's Council main, so you get some more consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
I think this is a 4. I think it's like interesting enough. It has some interesting choices.
I think it's a 6.5, probably. Like it probably does stuff.
Yeah. It has synergy. It's trying to do something.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Big Johns, Big Fireweaver.
And now we have Burn.
It's Burn.
It is Storm Chaser Adept. I guess it's
I
also.
want to see how Beat and Batter does. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Beat and Batter is
so bad when I saw like VHS spoiled for the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, I need this card in the format right now. Like we don't have a good Skullcrack in the format.
We have,
and this is
Spirit Lantern Incendiary, which you need to be in black for.
Yeah,
this is
and
just
I played it
like,
and it was bad. So,
this is just Skullcrack, right?
Yeah, it's 1 mana.
No, Skullcrack is 1 in a red, and it deals 3 damage to target player, and they can't gain life. This is a 1 mana, so it's better.
Better, yeah.
Because you can hold up 1 mana instead. You're going to jail.
Any Roll Guards Frenzy?
Yeah. Sideboard seems a little bit lazy, if I'm not going to lie. But
this should be on the Mono Mountain Manland, probably.
Yeah.
No, this is the base. This is the mega based mana base for Burn. Just 20 mountains. That's what I ran the first time I played Burn.
Yeah, but
so,
you were also running Civilization's cost. Right?
Not well, the first version. Well, no, that was Civilization's cost. Yeah. But no, this is the Giga Chad. This is the Giga Chad play. As a Burden player, I feel like you would rather maybe not have as many metal munches, and you'd rather have like Imperial Siege, because that's just going to win you a lot of games as an aggro deck.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right. Also, Find Greater Purpose is kind of interesting. Not all aggro decks run it, but
I mean, yeah, you just sack a land and then you get them. You get a what's it called? Not a skewer the critics. A light up the stage.
Yeah, light up stage.
Mhm.
Anyways, it's a burn deck. I'll give it 2 chili peppers.
No, that's 5. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Probably a 6.
One burn's
5. I mean,
biggest fan.
burn can always win.
Okay, I'll give it 4. All right, you've convinced
I'll
me.
just give it 2.
I'll give it 4.
It's a burn deck. Burn. Mono red burn.
Okay, are we at the last one? We're finally at the last one.
Yes, this is the last one.
Oh boy, it's this one.
Mountain Bighorn.
It's the Mountain Bighorn deck. Yay, we reached the Mountain Bighorn.
Why does this keep happening to Zangy?
Stop picking the Glacia Hail to the Queen mountain, Zangy. It's not. Stop trying to make the fetch happen.
So what's the Mountain?
At this point, he should just run a 1-of Mountain Bighorn in the main, just to prove a point. And be like, no, it's intentional. I don't have any fixing for it. It's intentional.
Tier 0 super threat.
Make green, and you're gonna feel stupid.
Okay, can we talk about? Let's talk about the actual deck now. It's
like Shadow. It's like Death Shadow, but in.
It's Death Shadow that randomly has a combo that just wins.
What's the combo?
Provoke the gods into Selvar's Defiance. You get yourself super, super low. Play a Herald of Oblivion. Play Selvar's Defiance. Give it trample, double strike, haste. Swing in for 20+.
Now that's spicy.
Yeah, and Provoke the Gods grabs you both pieces of the combo at instant speed, so you can just end step Provoke the Gods and then win next turn. And now you have Fire Weaver to find your Provoke the Gods. So like you have 7 copies of Provoke the Gods. So like you have 7 copies of cards that let you find the combo.
Mm-hmm. Another
I also
thing
really
is
one of Yuri because it makes your Herald of Oblivions unblockable.
And you can fetch it off Shenzhen.
Or you can fetch it off Provoke the Gods.
Yeah. This is a cool deck. I have nothing bad to say about this deck.
It's 4 chili peppers for me.
Yeah, it's cool that it's tried to be like a really like a Death Shadow sort of deck rather than just like me who just like shoved the combo into a control deck. This is like a very dedicated like combo list where Jones runs 4 Heralds, and Herald is like the reason why this deck exists the way it does. And
yeah.
Shout outs to Mountain Bighorn Tier 0 Super Threat.
Let's see what what other cards Fireweaver is grabbing.
Another Selvar's, a Scorch, Shaldrain's Rage, Phalor Charm, Beat and Batter, and Metal Munch.
No Sear Flesh.
Like Scorch is kind of the same thing, but not really. I guess I don't know.
Scorch could go face, I guess. Maybe you want to get the last points through.
It's a choice to be made.
Yeah.
I'm Scorch's biggest enjoyer, but I only play like Prowess and
Scorch's strongest soldier.
I'm Scorch's strongest soldier. I'm a Sat Charm's strongest soldier. That card stays in the deck before like okay, maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but I can buff my own phase with a Sat Charm, so that's nice.
Also,
I like that.
I love how it's running Splendid Leap, adds extra copies of Selvar's Defiance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, flying double strike lifelink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't give haste, but it lets you
doesn't cantrip either.
Lets you survive the turn.
And it's got a big crocodile.
Anyways,
that's
5 chili peppers because I like how all the pieces come together.
Yes.
Yeah. I think this gets a 6, but yeah.
I think it's a 7 actually because it's really scary.
Yeah, this is one of those lists that can like just kill you when you think your shields are up, but they're not.
I think that some of the if you don't draw the provoke combo, then I think that the rest of the deck is not as consistent.
Yeah, definitely.
And you definitely get some awkward draws of just like, I don't know, drawing multiple like Siavids and some Splendid Leaps or something. So yeah. I don't know. You can 6.5. I think that okay, 6.5. We can do
Yeah.
We can do that. All right. Cool.
Yay.
We did it, guys. Yay.
Let's sort the deck by
Yeah.
ranking. How do I sort?
That
Nope,
works.
that's the wrong way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so
No.
We can go bottom to top.
Yeah. So if we go down to the bottom, there'll be Ox Foxes, and we got some Contra Towns and mid range, and it's good stuff. I'm very tired. I'm not being coherent.
I love Prowess. My favorite Prowess deck. I love Prowess.
Neon
Prowess.
Blue, your name was replaced by Maple Leaves. Sorry, your name is now four Maple Leaves. That is your name.
It's gotta be 3. There's a 3 in my name, Sneaky.
no, it's more than 4.
Use your brain.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I might end 4 on Maple Leaves Blue.
There.
And 4 Maple Leaves. This doesn't work. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ox Fox is kind of the deck to beat right now. Hopefully I can do it this time with Trample in the main board. Maybe. We'll see.
It is also notable that we have 7 Fireweaver decks. So people love Fireweaver. It's made a really big splash. Glad that was the card that got in from Cirque du Vasari.
Everyone, please look forward to all the Fine Nothings next GP.
Yeah, like, why didn't we play Find Nothing this GP?
I think a bunch of people just wanted to play Fireweaver over playing Find Nothing.
What if you play Fireweaver? What if you play Find Nothing in your Fireweaver deck?
You know, that's not a bad idea.
That's so true. You should also play the crab in that deck, just because it'd be funny.
MSJ cards turbo.
Oh yeah, just you do the 80 card. You just have a 2 of every single MSJ card. And you just 5 color things. That'd be pretty funny.
Okay. Anyways, I think this is time. It's time for us to end the stream because like I'm also starting to become incoherent.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. See you all. Bye bye.
Remember, Prowess is your friend and will never hurt you.